Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Mic. I'm Gary Laubach, along with Mike Joseph, as we welcome you once again. Leopards find themselves 0-3 right now and banged up like you would not believe. Wagner comes into this ballgame with an 0-2 record, but Wagner has a new head coach this year. It is Jason Hotailing, as he replaces Walt Hamline, who was there for 34 years. So maybe the first problem we face is, what do we know about Jason Hotailing?
Well, not much, really. And you and I talk about this each week. For Lafayette, it's really about themselves right now and getting themselves ready to play. So, you'll get them obviously on film. You'll get a chance to look at their offense, what they do, and if they're going to run the spread, if they're going to run a hurry up and things like that. I think things to be concerned about would be the tempo of their offense, number one. And then number two, defensively, how much pressure do they bring? How much pressure are they going to put on a young offensive line that Lafayette has? So if you can determine those two things, how quickly you need to substitute on defense, and is it the same as last week, especially with some young kids that got in the ball game, and then can you protect that offensive line up front by maybe being a little more simplistic this week?
Both teams will be coming in without a win. 0-2 is the record for Wagner. Lafayette, of course, at 0-3 right now. The defense for Wagner has not done a terrific job as they took on Rice, certainly playing out of their level. They lost that ball game 56-16. It appears as if we had 14 players hurt on just this Saturday alone, and you know what the list looked like before this Saturday. It's got to be even very difficult now just to practice.
I would think so, because how do you feel the scout team? And most people don't know this, but you need to have 11 bodies over there. And now is a time where if you have that many injuries, you start using kickers to stand in as safeties and even to run drills. How do you get the proper drills taken care of? How do you go one-on-ones and get some physicality out of the practice? Can you do some thud at the end? Can you do some live hitting? Most teams at this point don't do that, but they do run some 11-on-11 at the end of practice, and you want to get some hitting in. You want to make sure the kids have some physicality to the practice, because if you don't, against a team like Wagner, that is something we found last year to be one of the most physical teams. So you need to have some physicality to the practice. You need to make sure those kids are ready to go, so when they step on the field, that first hit is not their first.
Yeah, I was looking for some adjectives to describe the Leopards right now, and I came up with 3 I's that I don't like to use, but injuries, inconsistency, and inexperience, and those things are all rearing their ugly head.
And they are, and it's too early in the season for all of these. You would think we'd have some consistency, especially at quarterback. Now, you go back and you look at Drew's day, and you got to look at the fact that he completed a lot of passes. He completed 12 for 12 in the second half, and you and I were very impressed with that. The problem is pushing the ball down the field. We need to be more consistent with getting some separation from our wide receivers. We're getting some catches, but they're more open catches. They're zone catches. We need to get those more one-on-one plays that are going to allow us to stretch the field and then maybe come back underneath, run the ball effectively. The 2 best quarters we had, or the 4 best quarters we had, that first half against William & Mary, we ran the ball well, 52 yards. Against Delaware, we ran the ball well, 52, 55 yards. This past week was not that.
Well, you can see how it all unfolds at 6 o'clock as we'll travel to Staten Island on the Lafayette Sports Network, and we'll catch the Wagner-Lafayette game. We invite you to join us. This is Behind the Mic with Gary Laubach and with Mike Joseph.